right, guys, welcome in, you degenerates, to this
degenerates.
first ever episode of the Degenerate Breakdown. And it's something that we haven't thought of a better name for, so it could be something better in the future. But right now, Degenerate Breakdown is going to be a weekly podcast or show, whatever you want to call it, that we do for you 12 degenerates or 10 others. No,
11 others. Jeff is now officially part of Josh's team.
Oh, are they now
co-managers?
Is that JJ? Is that Team
That's
JJ?
JJ.
Team JJ.
They're a couple new. Yep.
Welcome, Team JJ. All right, so this week we decided we're going to just knock out some quick predictions, some starts and sits. We're going to talk about who we think has the best team in the league, worst team in the league. You're going to get a bunch of stuff like that. So here we go. Let's start.
Hey, and the first thing we should ask you guys is maybe help us come up with a better name. Please submit some names for us to call this show. Let's see what you can come up with.
Wrong answers only.
Yeah.
Here we go. So let's start with our first bold predictions of 2022. We're going to start with those right now. You know who we are. I don't have to introduce ourselves. So let's just get going. Our bold predictions for 2022. Brother, do you want to give us your bold prediction for 2022?
Sure. I actually have two. So I'll give you my first one. I think because of the depleted wide receiver core and the age of their number one tight end, Kansas City will not make the playoffs this year. I think they may end up last in their division even.
Woo!
Is that a bold enough take for you, brother?
That's bold. That is bold.
Yep.
Yep. Even with the how good of the talent they have on their team, you really think they're going to drop that far?
You know, who's their number one wide receiver? Somebody who couldn't even demand targets on Green Bay. You know, who are you going to throw it to? Your running backs? Ronald Jones can't catch if he's in there. Kelsey's old. He's going to slow down. This is probably going to be the year. So, yeah, I just think with the lack of Tyreek Hill and bringing in anything else, they're just not going to make it. And it's also having to do with how much better the rest of their division got.
Got it. You don't think McCole Hardman is going to be the answer to the question?
Has he ever been before?
No, but he gives opportunity this year to really step up and be that guy. All right.
I just don't see it.
All right.
What do you got for a bold take?
All right. So my first bold take this year is going to be, and it's not really bold, but it is the take. I think Gronk is going to come back to Tampa Bay and help them get to the playoffs again this year. And I don't think they're going to quite make it all the way, but I do think he's not going to be able to pass up the paycheck.
Hey, so I heard a friend of mine at work told me that Tom Brady's wife has left him and taken the kids and they're like breaking up. And that's what the whole issue was with preseason while he wasn't there. I don't hear football guys talking about that. Do you know if that's true?
No, I don't. Either way, I think he's coming back this year. I don't think he's going to be able to pass it up. He's got these Tommy's there. He's going to get those feelings of missing it and being out there and seeing those other guys catching balls, and he's going to be like, "Let me suit back up." So I think I think Gronk's going to come back and get them to the playoffs. My other bold prediction this season is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo plays on a playoff team this season.
Whoa, hot take.
That's my hot take.
Hot take.
Jimmy Garoppolo plays on us, and it might be the Niners. It might not, but I definitely think he will be in the playoffs this season. Jimmy Garoppolo, too good of a quarterback to be sitting on the bench all year. That's how I see it.
Handsome Jim. I got one more bold prediction.
Let's hear it.
I think nobody will agree with me on. I think that no one, analyst would ever agree with me on. But I think a couple of years sitting and not starting has done Mitch Trubisky good. I believe he takes the Steelers to the playoffs this year.
All right.
That is my bold take.
I would be stoked, man. And you know what, dude, to be honest, that guy put together some really impressive games in Chicago. They were only like 2 or 3 or 4 of them, but they were really good in those games. You know what I mean? Like he made it, he threw those, he had like 5 or 6 touchdowns in multiple games at one time. So the kid knows how to play the game. he just might not be put in the right situation. And maybe you're right. Maybe the Steelers is that right situation. And hell yeah, Deontay Johnson catching balls all year long from him. I'll be stoked. Let's go, baby.
They have the talents on that team. They have all the weapons, and Tomlin just doesn't put out losing teams.
All right, let's go, Mitchell Trubisky. Let's see how you
Let's
do,
do it.
man. All right, moving on to our Super Bowl predictions for 2022. This is something that Vegas talks about all the time. You're gonna get some big teams that are sometimes favored at the beginning and then sometimes fall off, and then sometimes there's a Cinderella team who comes in and makes it through playoffs and gets there, and it's always a big surprise. Vegas doesn't always get it right. Let's see if we can get it right this year. Matt, who is your Super Bowl prediction for this year?
Well, it was pretty easy for me to pick one of the teams. So I'm going to go and say that I believe Trey Lance carries the Niners to the Super Bowl this year. Against us, I think another reason why KC is not going to do good is because the Raiders will. I think it's going to be a Raiders-Niners Super Bowl. Niners on top, 31-28.
Wow. Yeah. Raiders, Niners.
Battle of the Bay.
That's old. Like it sounds old school. It sounds like something like a classic Super Bowl from back in the day. Raiders, Niners. Yeah, I like that. I also, my Super Bowl prediction this year, I also have the Niners there. I don't know if it has something to do with the Homer pick, but I made my pick earlier this year saying I thought that Trey and Debo and the boys get it together. Kyle has it all dialed in this year for them, and this is the year they really take it to the house and win the Super Bowl against a very, very, very good Buffalo Bills team and Josh Allen, who is going to get his team to the playoffs this year and make a run for the Super Bowl. This is the year that Josh Allen really puts it together and they have a fucking dominant season. And I think it's going to be Niners, Bills, Super Bowl, and Niners are going to come up on top. Something like 24-13, something like that, a little defensive battle. I think that's how it's going to be. So yeah, that's where I'm going. So Bills, Niners, Raiders, and yeah, book it. We'll see how that turns out.
Any team that can keep Buffalo to 13 points, that's a pretty damn good defense, brother.
Yeah.
I like that prediction.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm thinking we're good there. All right, let's move on to start of the week. Stardoms of the week. Yeah, start of the week this week. This is not your team stardoms. This is if you could pick a player on any team anywhere to be the guy that you could put on your team to start him this week. That's what this is. So you want to go first?
Yeah, I think that this guy's gonna be a great start all season long. But I think definitely this week, revenge game, going home, going to the team that didn't want to let him cook. Russell Wilson, start of the week, going home. He's going to drop at least 4 touchdowns on Seattle. They're going to blow him the fuck out. Oh, can we cuss on this podcast? Fuck yeah, we can. Russ, gonna win. Start of the week.
Russ Wilson, start of the week. All right, my start of the week is on the opposite side of the ball. I'm going defensive player because I just think he's going to crush. I'm going Nick Bosa from the 49ers up against Justin Fields and Chicago. And their team is just, Chicago does not look good. Their offense does not look good. Justin Fields does not look good. I don't think that kid is ready for the NFL. And I think he's just going to get beat down this week by Nick Bosa and the Niners. So that's who I would go for. We start independent defensive players in our league. So boom, IDP all day long. Nick Bosa, give him to me. Book it. Let's do it.
Yeah, dude's a stud. Absolute stud.
Yeah, I think he's going to be huge this year, and I don't think he's going to slow down by any means. So I think
I'd love to see it.
This week is going to be big for him. So yeah, Justin Fields. Good. Sorry, bro.
Ouch.
So, yeah. All right, let's move it on down to our who do we think the top and worst team in our league, the Degenerate league right now, the League of Ordinary Degenerates. I'm gonna let you go first, bro, because we're about to make some enemies right here. And
it's all based on facts. I mean, there's no personal opinions in this at all. It's not whether we like these guys or not. It's just they did a crappy job at the draft and they're a great job. All right, I'll go ahead and start it out. I'm going to start with my worst team, and I'm sorry, guys. Did I give it away by saying guys? JJ, you drafted a crappy team. I'm sorry to say, but dude, JJ, the Jeff part maybe needs to help the Josh part out a little bit. Let's pick it up, guys. Draft better. JJ.
Is there anybody on their team specifically that you're not a fan of somebody that they picked, somebody that they drafted?
You know, if I remember correctly, it was a wide receiver depth that I just did not think was good. But I don't have the team up in front of me, so I'm going to say because they're wide receivers.
Michael Thomas,
injured.
Terry McLaurin. They got
no
Jacksonville.
Carson Wentz, really? No.
Allen Robinson, who might be okay with the Rams, but we'll see how that plays out. And Lazard in Green Bay as their fourth receiver, who's also
he never demanded targets when he was, when Devontae was there. He never took over a game. He never put the team on his back. I don't see him doing it now. Yeah, that's why. There's no depth there, wide receiver for him.
No depth at wide receiver. There you go. And you want to give us your topic, or should we go?
No. Let's hear your.
Okay.
Let's hear both of yours. I'll finish it up.
No. Okay, we'll go worst and then best. Okay. So my least favorite team in our league this year right now is going to be Bobby's team. Dad Habits. Quarterback solid at Murray, but backup running back at Pollard. David Montgomery, we already talked about how good I think Chicago is going to be this year, so I'm not really stoked on that. Mike Evans in Tampa Bay, obviously he's a stud, but we'll see how Tampa Bay reacts after last year, and if they're going to be as good as they were 2 years ago. We'll see. AJ Brown. In Philly, he's got Kittle, which we all know as Niner fans, Kittle isn't the same guy he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's now relegated to blocking, so he's not much of an offensive weapon as he used to be. Hopefully that turns around. And he's hurt, so hopefully that turns around for him this year. But DJ Metcalf, got nobody throwing him the ball in Seattle. We know that. Rashard Bateman in Baltimore, we'll see how that goes. So, Bobby, I hate to say it, bro, but I think your team's a little lacking this year, and I'm looking forward to playing you, to be honest. So
I second that.
Yeah.
I second that.
And then my player of the week, or my start of the week, team of the week, whatever you want to call it, the best team in the league. Best team in the league. Right now, after looking at their team and staring at it and coveting players on their team, I'm going to go with, and he's got a great name this year. I want to ride a bunny, Mr. Ryan Metcalf. I'm going with Josh Allen, who I already said was going to be a stud this year, I think. Derrick Henry's looking good. Damian Harris is looking good. Mike Williams has got the incredible quarterback throwing him the ball, and Justin Herbert. Hunter Renfrow should have another resurgence, another year, like last year, should have a great year. Knox at tight end. We'll see how he plays in Buffalo. I think he should be good, pretty good. Antonio Gibson should be good for Ryan this year. And he's got Thielen. He's got a solid defense. I really like Ryan's team this year to do something very special. I think if Henry stays healthy, he's going to have a resurgence as of last year because he was hurt most of the year. So I'm looking at Ryan's team to do well. So that's who my top team of the league is this year, right now.
Yeah, I could see that. He definitely has some good pieces there.
Your turn, sir.
All right. Well, this is a hard one. I know sometimes there's a lot of different things that go into this, but I'm just looking straight up at the starters, not really the bench guys. And I think leaving the draft, he's made a couple moves since then. Brother.
I know it's paining you to say it.
I know it does pain me a little. I mean, I'm happy for you, but I'd also like to beat you. So, dude, I mean, your team is stacked. You got Herbert throwing to Keenan Allen as long as he stays healthy and on the field. That's amazing. Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Adams, Ingram. You know, if he can have a resurgence in Jacksonville, that would be great.
No number one receivers. No number one receivers there other than him.
I disagree. I disagree with that. Marvin Jones looks amazing. Zay Jones looks amazing. They got pieces there. I actually traded for Zay Jones. He's running the X routes there. I actually think that team will be a lot better than we think. Playoffs also, that's another prediction I was going to make, Jacksonville in the playoffs. But no, brother, you did a great job. No bullshit. I think you do have the best team right now.
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
Too bad you don't watch the waiver wire and keep up with the, but whatever. We'll get there.
A new year, a new Ben. Sounds good. I love it. I love it. Good pick, brother.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's our last one we have going on?
Well,
I think we have a couple more things to talk about, but first thing let's get to next was our biggest regrets of the draft on our team personally, who we took and we regretted taking for any reason. It could be you paid too much for him. It could be you just didn't want him and you came back from smoking and you're like, threw in a bid just to throw in a bid because you heard everybody else cheering. I've been guilty of that. Who's your biggest disappointment this year?
Okay, it's easy on my team. There's one guy who got dropped on me. I was only bidding on him to bid him up. I didn't even want him. Now I'm stuck with him. Good enough, player. I'll probably play him all year. But Dallas Goedert, like I said, I didn't want him. I was just trying to bid people up, and he got dropped on me. So that I spent too much money on. The other guy who I spent too much on looking back would be Russell Wilson, knowing what Brady and, Mahomes went for at the end of the draft. But I still think Russ could be the number one QB this season. So although I overpaid for him, I still think that he's a great value. He's a good guy. So, Dallas Goedert was my biggest fail for sure. How about yours?
Yeah, Goddard was interesting. I mean, he's one of those guys that you bidding up on Dallas Goedert, like of all people. Like, how do you bid up Goddard? Anyways, I think
I know
my biggest regret this year, only because I think I'm gonna be really happy with him, and I'm really thinking, by the end of the year, I'm gonna be stoked that I took him. Is Devontae Adams, right? But I spent $51 on him, and he's definitely worth a lot of money, but I think I could have held off and got somebody else for a little bit less and maybe had money left over to go after the guy who I really wanted, which was Austin Eckler, which I lost to Steve, and he refuses to trade me. But what are you going to do? So, yeah, I think I overpaid for Adams a little bit in the sense that I didn't have money to put towards Eckler, who I really wanted. So, but yeah.
Considering I have two wide receivers that I spent more on than that, I think you're fine. Yeah. I went a little balls to the wall on Justin Jefferson, but I had to have him. So you got to do what you got to do. And that was all Nate's fault for trying to bid me up. I know he wanted him too, or he wasn't really bidding me up. He really wanted him. But when it's head to head, me and Nate in bids, I'll fuck up my season, I guess, to beat him. I hope that's not what I did, but I really wasn't going to lose him. So,
all right, brother. What else you got? You got anything else for us this week?
I do actually. Off the cuff, I didn't want to tell you this. I would like to know who you think your biggest rivalry in the league is. Oh yeah, I love that face right there.
Well,
the guy you always want to beat, the guy you get up for, the guy you'll trade somebody the week before just to make sure you can beat this guy. Is there somebody who's a little extra every time?
Well, I always want to beat two people for sure. Well, three people. It's you, Nathan, and Bobby are my three people, basically.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Those are my three. Like, if I get those 3 wins every year, everybody else is kind of like, bonus. You know what I mean? Nathan I'm battling Nathan. He'll always be like, we're number 1 and 2 for most all-time wins. I was number 1 for so long, and now he's kind of overtook me by a couple. So, like, I'm always trying to battle for that. That's number 1. It's a pride thing between brothers, obviously.
Sure.
And then Bobby is just, he's got to
Bobby.
Everybody wants to be Bobby. You just want to beat Bobby.
Yeah, those are great choices. Those are actually really good choices.
What about you?
I didn't really think I had a rival, but I'll tell you, the last couple of years, with all of Alex's shit talking and all his bragging, that's a dude who I want to take down every time I get to play him. It's just there's too much cockiness there. For a guy who's been in the dress like 19 times, is the rumor about him 27 dresses maybe? I don't know. But, dude, lately he's so cocky after losing for so long. He's a dude I just want to take out.
Oh, man,
time.
he won't let the two-time champ thing go, man. I'm so
I definitely prefer the chump champ, not the champ, but, we'll let it go.
We have got, as a league, guys, we have got to take him down this year. Can you imagine how insufferable he'll be if he wins 3 times in a row? Oh, God,
dude. Bro. And who wants to go to Texas again? Come on, guys. It's too fucking hot there. Jesus Christ. Smooth. All right. That's hey, one more thing. Just not in the league at all. Who's your favorite NFL player of all time?
My favorite NFL player of all time. Wow. I mean, it's easy to say somebody like Jerry Rice for me, because I'm such a Niners fan. But I didn't really see him play that much as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I saw him later. I'd say probably the most exciting, one of my favorite people. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for it.
Put on your Rams hat.
I don't have a Rams hat. I always liked Brady, man. I've always been a Brady fan. You know what I mean? I know I'm a Niners fan, but I've always been a Brady fan too. So, like, I've always enjoyed watching him play, and I've always enjoyed, having him on my team. I've just always been a Brady fan, and I think his going down is, ending his career possibly this year as the all-time great, best quarterback ever. It's kind of hard to argue with that.
I give you
Brady.
that one.
I like Brady a lot.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nice. Oh man, I thought I was going to say Ronnie Lott. Just a menace. Brady, I'm the same way with you, dude. Whether we admit it to all our friends every day or not, I love Brady. That dude's so
you know who else?
Just amazing.
You know who else I fucking used to love watching? Who I fucking was Favre. I used to love watching Brett Favre play. I used to love watching him play. He was
too many interceptions for me. Fun to watch. I mean, a baller, a gamer. Too many interceptions. I can't put him up as favorite of all time just because I think he still holds the interception record in the NFL.
Yeah.
Still fun. But yeah, dude, no, I'm with you, dude. It's hard not to go with the Niner. Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Montana. I got too many to name probably. I'm just a homer.
All right, man. Well,
hey, right before we sign off, I just want to talk to the league for a second and say, hey guys, we really enjoyed doing this first one. We're going to keep trying to drop these every week. We would really like a little participation, whether it's sending us questions or videos back or ideas. A weekly segment maybe from one or two of you we can get on to, do little, we got a couple ideas of guys we're going to reach out to do a couple little bit of contents. But yeah, man, I just, the other thing I want to do is every week we need to call the highest and lowest score of the week to talk shit to one and, maybe talk shit to both. But guys, expect a phone call if you're the highest and lowest score of the week. We're going to get you on here and have a little bit of fun.
Cool. I guess that'll do it for the first week of the Degenerate Breakdown. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week for another fun-filled edition of this.
See you guys.
Later.